Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hamilton Township, for the dedication of Interstate 195 to Trooper Marc Castellano. My name is Major Mark Jackson. I'm the sixth grader of 56. I'd like to start with taking one of the assignments and the adventure of Trooper Marc Castellano, troopers, law enforcement officers, and military personnel that make the ultimate sacrifice. At this time, I'd like to introduce Wayne Blanchard, President of the State Troopers Battalion Association of New Jersey.
Thank you, Major. Good morning, everybody. This is such a joyous occasion on the aftermath of tragedy in March, but any time that we can remember a trooper that was so dedicated to his profession, dedicated to his brother and sister troopers, and most importantly, dedicated to his family, it's just a tremendous amount of pride that we all have in Mark and his memory. The state police unions and our colleagues from the NCOs and SOAs are here. We're so proud of this Memorial Highway program that we initiated a few years ago. And this is our 5th Memorial Highway sign that we have gotten signed into law. And we're so proud of that. And we're not going to stop until every trooper that paid the ultimate sacrifice on our state's highways is remembered. So, on a personal note, I had the privilege of serving with Mark on Troop C Tactical Patrol. And again, I can tell you there was not a better trooper that was more professional and just conducted himself with such pride and dignity in himself, the members that he served with, and the state police as a whole. So I'll conclude with saying this. As I was driving across 195 today, I went past the crash site and I just said it's going to be such a great feeling, a great sight to see this sign up there. And when you couple that, and I see people with their iPhones, when you couple that with the technology, as the peers of Mark's children and our peers, and see that sign, remembered in their head and Google. Millions of people will know what Mark Castellano stood for by seeing that sign on the side of the road. So we're so proud of today, and we want to thank the legislative sponsors and most importantly Governor Murphy for signing this important bill into law. Thanks, Governor, for always having the state police in your heart. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to introduce the 14th Colonel of the New Jersey State Police, Colonel Castellano.
Good morning, everybody. I'll just take a few moments to talk about how important it is that we remember. I've spoken about it in other events with regard to how we remember those that have made the ultimate sacrifice. I think placing their names in granite is a phenomenal symbol of infinity, quite frankly, whether that's in D.C. or at the museum, the dogwood trees at the museum, another way that we remember Mark's photo on the Hall of Honor at the museum, another way to remember. But beyond signs and engravings and trees, the best way to honor his memory is to try and be as much like him as possible. And I challenge each and every one of us to do that, not only today, but in the days moving forward. Not only will the motoring public of New Jersey drive by that sign and be reminded of the sacrifice that he made, knowing that when he raised his hand and took his oath back when he graduated, that he might have to lay down his life in the performance of his duty. And he did that. He did that. Everybody here remembers that Sunday morning. We remember how he died. But it's really more important that we remember how he lived. and the legacy that he left behind, and how proud he was to be a Jersey guy, his whole life dedicated to New Jersey, from where he went to school, where he ultimately became a trooper. And on days like today, in the past couple of weeks, when it's hit about 100 and humidity's 100%, and people come up to you and say, "Trooper, how do you put that long sleeve uniform on?" And the answer is because we worked hard for it, because we're proud of it, because there's almost 100 years of history behind men and women getting up every morning, sometimes every night, and putting this uniform on to go out and serve those people. So I'm honored to be the superintendent and colonel of this great organization. I'm thrilled that the legislature and the governor signed this into legislation, as Wayne said. This event, quite frankly, people were asking me about invitations. This entire event was driven by Governor Murphy and his staff. That speaks mountains to me, personally and professionally, to have a governor and his administration that is calling up and saying, "Pat, can we do it this day? Pat, can we do it this day? Is it good for Stephanie? Is it good for Donna and Ken and Nick?" So I thank you, Governor, for doing that, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. Well, as I said, when those signs, and I think they're going to be going up next week, we did have a few phone calls with DOT this week. We'll have a few signs that'll be replicas unveiled shortly. But I also will end with this. I think it's also very important and fitting that when the troopers in this organization drive by that sign, that you remember what Mark was all about and rededicate yourselves and ourselves about what it means to be a Jersey trooper, surrounded by the 3 points on the triangle. It is about honor, duty, fidelity, and I'll throw integrity in there too, because that's also close to my heart. So I appreciate everybody being here. We will never forget Mark Castellano, I can assure you of that. And when we're all long and gone, his memory will still be in the halls and in the hearts of every Jersey trooper. At this time, it's my great honor to introduce to you the governor of the great state of New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy.
Thank you all. You are far too gracious. Good morning, everyone. It is an honor to be here with so many distinguished individuals, beginning with Colonel Pat Callahan, who's become a dear friend, Troop C Commander Major Marc Jackson. Thank you, sir, for hosting this as we honor the legacy and life of Trooper Marc K. Castellano, by formally dedicating a section of Interstate 195 in his honor. It is a particular honor to be joined by Trooper Castellano's widow, Stephanie. Stephanie, honored to be with you today, and their children, Juliana and Vincent. Guys, great to have met you. Mother Donna, where'd you go, Donna? In the back, you can't hide Donna. His dad, Ken, brother Nick, himself a police officer in Hamilton County, in Hamilton Township. Stephanie's mom is here, sister's here, niece and nephew. Donna's mom is here. Major, you mentioned all the folks who have given their lives, whether it's in the line of law enforcement or veterans. Only in New Jersey, with great pride, we're discussing this coming out, and Donna's mom being pushed by a guy who's a World War II veteran, so God bless you, sir, in particular. I also want to recognize Wayne Blanchard, President of the State Troopers Fraternal Association. I appreciate your words. My dear friend Pete Stylianides, President of the New Jersey State Troopers Non-Commissioned Officers Association, and so many other distinguished guests here today. A lifelong, as Pat said, a lifelong New Jersey, and Trooper Marc Castellano made his home in Howell. And I thank in particular Mayor Dr. Teresa Berger for being here with us as well today. We also have some Hamilton with us. I see Barbara Override. We're in Hamilton, so thank you to the regular Hamilton clan. Trooper Castellano represented the best of law enforcement and is remembered as a loving son, husband, father, and a brother, and a dedicated public servant. And today we celebrate his memory. We too often underestimate the risks our law enforcement officers willingly and dutifully take on every day. They go to work not knowing what risks they could be facing. They go to work ready and willing to put themselves in harm's way to protect the residents of our state. They go to work knowing that they may not come home.
Trooper Castellano faced these realities every day, and that's a lesson we can all learn from. There's a small memorial dedicated to Trooper Castellano at the location along Interstate 195 west where he was struck near exit 31. I say that because I pass it nearly every day, and having learned more about Marc, its presence has taken on a greater significance. I recently, and I'm honored to have done so, signed the legislation dedicating Interstate 195 through Hamilton Township as the State Trooper Marc K. Castellano Memorial Highway to be a permanent reminder of Trooper Castellano's life and service. I thank the sponsors, God bless them, Senator Robert Singer, Assemblyman Sean Kane, and Ed Thompson, whose district includes Trooper Castellano's hometown of Howell, for sponsoring this measure. I'm honored today, and was honored to present to Stephanie and the Castellano family signed copies of the legislation. And I'm honored to have them here to help unveil the new sign that motorists will see as they travel through Howell. It is entirely fitting, and I echo some comments that Wayne said, that we take this additional step. This designation is more than a reminder of Marc's service and sacrifice, and that all the brave men and women of the New Jersey State Police, and indeed of all law enforcement officers across the state who have taken that solemn oath to protect and to serve. It will also serve as a reminder to follow New Jersey's Move Over law, which is essential to the protection of law enforcement and first responders when they're working along our roadways. We would not have had this law were it not for countless efforts to bring about some good from Marc's tragic loss. I want to thank you for your efforts. I was also happy and honored to get Donna signed copy of the legislation today. I'm incredibly proud to make this designation. On behalf of the residents of New Jersey, I thank you all for your work over the past 8 years to keep Marc's memory alive, and I thank you for Marc's service. With that, I'd love to ask the Castellano family to join me in unveiling the sign. Colonel Callahan says it'll be easy peasy. I'll believe that when I see it, Colonel, but God bless you all, and thank you.
Down in front, please.
Yeah, that's how it is. There'll be light refreshments in the Trooper Marc K firing range. Thank you for your attendance. Have a good day.
The sound was not good on my
Sorry, man. I almost funneled the entire line. Alright. 2 seconds. God, I saw the pen. Oh, yeah. Let me check it out.
Yeah, it's not.
Carol? She's looking like Rambo out there, but like camera Rambo.
I feel like Rambo after 45 texts. I'm trying, checking things.
It's fucked up.
It's not different. I can't change it. I know. I realize I need to show pace. This is what I need. Just let it go. Don't mind my gear here, because I am so hot right now.
You should get a close up.
Oh my goodness.
I got a shot. It's not good.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah. I still have it up there. You know, it's the settings that we talked about. The track is bad too.
I don't know what's going on with that. Access token, that's fine, whatever. Okay. I was just trying to go Facebook Live.
No way, really?
Well, I don't know how I did that, but I did that. It says I'm still streaming live.
Okay, now it is, yeah.
How do you get out of that?
Just